Hey, and welcome back to the Transparent HR podcast, where we aim to empower individuals with transparent HR insights, fostering career opportunities, and navigating workplace success for all. It's your host, Prince Tate, and you are listening to the 10th episode. This is a very special milestone and a very special episode that you are listening to today. Not only that, we've made it to 2025. So happy New Year's to you. And I just want to say thank you all for listening to the Transparent HR podcast, for supporting us in year 2024. It has been an awesome journey, whether you're listening from Memphis, Tennessee, in the United States, or across the world. Thank you for listening to the Transparent HR podcast. Today, I have a special guest with me. He's been on here before. Mario, welcome to the podcast, man.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be back. I can't wait to get things kicked off for 2025. I've been waiting for this moment.
Absolutely. Look, I want y'all to hold on to your seats because we have some exciting news towards the end of the podcast. So stay tuned in. But we're going to go, and this is going to be a really fun episode. We're talking about workplace dilemmas. And we have a few examples that we're going to go over, and we're just going to have fun and talk about them, right? Okay. So we have HR dilemmas, not HR dilemmas, but workplace dilemmas. And we're both HR professionals, and so we're going to give you our take on it. So Mario, I'll let you go first with the first one we got.
Okay, so we're going to talk about workplace dilemmas. And as he stated, we're both HR professionals, so sometimes we have to dig and broaden our minds to think outside of HR.
That's true.
And sometimes it's a little bit easier because we work with people every day. So let's talk about those dilemmas. So workplace dilemmas. So let's have a little fun with that, Prince. I'm going to ask you one, and you tell me which one you prefer, and then give me a little bit of insight on why you prefer that one.
Okay, I got you.
Micromanaging or laissez-faire?
Man, that's interesting. You know, everyone hates a micromanager, so of course I do not want to select that one. When I think about this, I would say, I would probably never want to work for a micromanager. I mean, that's just it.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, micromanagers, they're always on your back trying to, see what you're doing. My thing is, either you're going to trust me to do the job or not. And, there's a difference between me knowing the job versus me not knowing the job. If I'm experienced in this role and I'm doing certain things and I'm experienced in what I'm doing, just trust me to do the job. And if you don't trust me to do the job, just let me know.
Well, that's my whole take on micromanaging. So if you hired me for the role, basically you're stating that you feel like I'm qualified for the job, that I can do it. Allow me to do it. Now, the thing with laissez-faire is, for me, is it's kind of a borderline situation for me too, because there has to be some structure. It's okay to give people the free will to do their job. You shouldn't have to watch over them and actually dictate their every move. But sometimes when you give too much room for people to do things the way that they want to, it can get out of control.
It could get out of control.
So how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I do like that one better. Yeah. But my thing is, if you're a great leader, you're going to check in on your staff anyways, right? You're going to, even if you're not there physically, you're going to send a text, right? And so I think it's really important that while I do prefer flexibility and kind of doing things on my own, I still want to feel supported, knowing that my leader is there, even if I don't really need them, right? So, I appreciate that one much more.
Yeah. And again, I agree 100% because I cannot do the micromanaging thing. Allow me to come in, do my job. And I think if if you felt like I was qualified for the job, you would be okay with allowing me to do that. Especially sometimes when you first come in, they want to make sure that you're trained and that you know their way, the way that they want that job and the direction. You may have the skill set, you may have the experience, but every institute is different. Every department and every department leader is different. So sometimes you have to come in and you may have to go through that small period of time, which some may consider a probationary period, and then some don't. It's just kind of coming in and learning the ways of this department, this institute. But once you've gotten past that part, then there's no reason why I should be hired or you should be hired in a role, and then that person has just to watch and be involved. Do it yourself, because that's how I would see it. If you're going to do it anyway and tell me exactly how to do it, why do you need me?
Let me ask you this: have you had a micromanager before?
Oh my God, I have. Didn't work very long. It did not work very long because, I am a true believer in making sure you select someone that can do that job. If you're going to work, if I'm going to be your leader, I want you to be able to come in. I'm your support person. I'm the person that you come to if you have some questions and maybe you need to synergize, energize, or bounce things off. But at the end of the day, I need for you to be able to make those decisions and operate within that role holistically, not me. I shouldn't have to do that job for you. You should be able to do that job. So for me, working for someone that is going to come in and dictate everything that I do, try to tell me how to do the job, when to do it, make the decisions for me, I would basically feel as if you don't need me because you could just do it yourself. So no, I have had a manager that is a macromanager or a leader that is a micromanager. It did not work for me. So happy to not be in an environment like that now. We'll never be able to, or we'll never work in an environment like that. That just does not work for me.
For me, that is what creates a toxic work environment.
Yeah.
If they're asking, I one time I had this leader, they asked me, hey, did you recruit these roles today? What's your updates? I gave them all the updates that I had, made sure that day I went in to have the information for that leader because I just knew they was going to ask, right?
Yeah.
And for that department leader that I was supporting, I just so happened to see him that day, and he asked me, he said, hey, your leader was asking, did you get any updates from Daniel? And he was like, of course. He gives me updates every day. Right. And he was like, it's just weird. Let me show you this email. And he showed me the email that she had sent him.
Wow.
And at that moment, I was like, I know where I stand, and I found me another job because I'm not finna play with you, and I don't want you playing with me. I just gave you the information.
Well, I'm in a place in life now. Before I knew what I know now, I'm in a place where I will not work in an environment that is a toxic environment. Yeah. I will not work for a company or leaders where I have to come in, I'm uncomfortable,
That's true.
I'm unhappy. I can't operate within my free will of being who I am. You can't do your best or give your best if you're inside your head all the time, if you're worried about things taking place. If
what they're going to say, what they're going to do.
Are you in an environment where you feel like your leaders or the people that you're working with are working against you? I won't work in an environment like that. It's not worth it. No matter how much they pay you, you can't pay me enough to be stressed out, to feel uncomfortable when I walk in a place, to have to sit in a car before I walk in and start my day and pray every day.
How many people do that?
It's okay to pray. It's okay to pray.
We want you to pray.
It's okay to pray, but not pray because you're walking in an environment where you feel like people are working against you. You're walking in an environment where you feel like you're stressed, that it's not working for you, that you're unhappy in that environment, or that you're dealing with a leader or an environment that is toxic. That type of prayer. I believe in praying every day. Yeah. But if I have to sit in my car and pray 5 minutes up until the very minute that I need to walk in the door because I hate where I am because of how it makes me feel, that's not where you should be. And for anyone that's in that environment right now, continue to pray. Continue to pray, but at the same time, do the work. Faith without works is dead. Look, pray, believe wholeheartedly that there is something out there for you that is for you, but do the work. You've got all of these job boards, you've got LinkedIn, and always, 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 as I always state, never stop networking. Never stop, building relationships, meeting people in your industry, in your profession, because a job board, it will help you. But most times, if you've built a large network of people that are within your profession, that know you, they know your work, they know your personality, a lot of times it's just basically informing them or reaching out and say, hey, Daniel, I'm looking for another opportunity. This one is not working for me, man. This is the type of opportunity that I'm looking for. Are you aware of any opportunities? Are you aware of someone that you may know that has an opportunity similar to that? And a lot of times just opening your mouth and speaking and networking or being involved in some of these events that Daniel's always speaking at, Mr. Sherm. Look, go to those events, network, meet people, and again, pray. But don't sit in an environment where you're unhappy and you're being mistreated or neglected, because you can't give your best if you're not at your best.
No, that's true. No, you're absolutely right, Mario. But let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Right. I think you like this one.
Uh-oh.
So do you prefer remote work or office life?
Oh, I love this one. I love this one. This is one of my favorites. I love remote work.
Hold on, give me that tune again.
Love remote work. I could sing it all day long. And I don't need no background. This is a solo. Tune me up. No, seriously, I love remote work. Why? Do you ask? Why? Remote work is flexibility. I am Mr. Flexibility. If you know me, I do a million things.
Yeah.
I like to have my hands in a million things. I often complain sometimes because I'm tired. But if I'm not tired, then I don't feel like I'm doing anything.
You're accomplishing stuff.
I love to do multiple things at once. And being remote allows you to do that.
Allows you, yeah.
Being locked in an office, I almost feel like what's before Generation Z, because Z is a little bit,
baby boomer.
No, before Z, because I am baby boomers are way before me. I'm a millennial. What's after millennial?
Oh, wait, is boomer, then it's X,
then it's Z. I mean millennials.
Then it's millennials. Then is
I think we're at it. I don't think we're right.
I don't know.
Okay, well I am a millennial, but I think there's one in between millennial and Z. What's generation after M? Millennial.
You talking about after millennial?
Yeah, what comes after millennial?
Gen Z.
Is it Z?
Yeah.
Okay, I probably should have been Z. I love remote. I'm a millennial, but I love remote work. I love remote work. I love to be able to have that flexibility to say, okay, this is my day. This is what it's painted out for. Let me go ahead and sketch it out. I'm going to knock this out right now. Then I might take a break and I might do this. I might knock this out. And let me tell you, working from your home, oh my God, perfect for me. Yeah. I can go ahead, knock out my calls or do whatever I got to do, have a couple meetings, step away, go wash my clothes, do this, get a drink of coffee or tea, jump back in, knock this out. Being able to do multiple things at once is everything to me. And I feel like I'm more productive because I don't mind doing it. I work all day and all night, which I don't think a lot of people say that is not, that's not good. It's not healthy. But for me, I love to, if I'm watching TV and I'm watching something and I think, oh, I forgot about so-and-so. Okay, let me pause this. Knock it out, jump in, knock it back out. So you work all day. Most people who love remote work and that are good at what they do, the Institute gets way, way more out of those persons, to me, because you don't have a cutoff, which you need a cutoff here and there. But for me, I love to be able to jump in at night and say, oh, let me do this right now before I go to sleep so that I won't have to worry about it tomorrow. And I can check this off my list now because it's something quick. It's quiet right now. Nobody's bothering me. It cuts out all that, what they call it, water cooler talk. That, the water cooler talk. When you're at work, you get locked in that office or in that space, and then you got to walk around. You just got to get your mind right, synergize sometimes. And I might walk over and talk to you, and just like right now, if I walk over and talk to Daniel, that could be 5 minutes or it could be 30.
Or even an hour.
Yes. But when you're at home, you can work around it. Or when you're in an environment that's remotely, you can set it however you want. And I am way, way more productive. So it's going to always be remote work over office life for me.
No, I understand, everybody has their preferences, right? If there's a hybrid option, I love hybrid because, I'm an extrovert and I love being in people's faces.
Yeah, true.
You ain't got to say it like that.
I'm just saying.
But I like the hybrid option because just because you're an extrovert doesn't mean you want to be in somebody's face 100% of the time.
Right.
There's some moments where you want to just relax, right? And not have to be all out in the open. And so that hybrid flexibility schedule gives me the option to, when I want to be seen, I could be seen, but at the same time, when I want to, be at home or remote, I can be remote and be flexible and, like you said, get stuff done. Now I will say this: if I'm just being transparent, this is the Transparent HR podcast.
Please be transparent.
Working in the office, I feel like I waste so much time.
Yeah.
Right. From having to travel to there, having to, get settled. And then once I get settled, get some work done. Then again, you talk about the water cooler talk, right?
How are you?
The good mornings and the conversations. And then some people you don't even want to engage with. Some people you do. And then lunchtime. And, it's just you waste so much time, right? But a lot of companies argue that, well, remote work really interferes with culture. And I think that workplace or not workplace, but remote settings is a little bit more challenging, but you just got to be a little bit more creative, right? When you talk about workplace culture. But honestly, if it was me, I would love to just have a hybrid.
I like hybrid. I like hybrid. And actually, I worked in a hybrid role, transitioning from it being a office life position. And my leader at that time, when we were preparing to go into the transition to hybrid instead of office life, she was against it completely. What I found out is when you a lot of leaders that are in traditional or have worked in traditional, pretty much all of their experience, they don't like change. And sometimes it's not about whether it works or not. It's just that they don't like change. This is what they're used to. Then you have those leaders that they don't really trust their team. Why have someone? Why hire someone that you can't trust to do the job that you hired them to do? Again, it goes back to what we just talked about with micromanaging. If I hired you to do the job, I trust that you can do it.
Yeah.
I don't care where you do it. Get it. As long as the job's getting done,
get it done.
I don't care where you do it, So, being able to trust the people that you put in those roles, that professional, that they're going to do their job and that they are, that they're qualified and that they can do the job. I think that plays a lot in it. Also, the traditionalist, those people who are traditional, dealing with change. They want you to come in and be prepared for the changes that they have, but they're not prepared for change, or they're not okay with change.
That's true.
I think it's holistically, it goes in a 360 circle. Yeah, you want us to be flexible and prepared for whatever changes that you bring with us within our role, but you have to be flexible as well as a leader.
That's true.
Even if traditionally this is what you have been used to, it's okay to try something different. And if you have hired the right professionals, they're going to do what they need to do to make sure that their job is done. Right. So for me, hybrid works. And as I stated, that leader that I worked with that had only been in traditional, when we went hybrid, she was completely against it. A little bit, we tracked our metrics. About 2 months into it, she sat down with our team and she was like, hey, honestly, when we first went into this, I was completely against it. Yeah. And she verbalized it. She did not hold it back. She told us, I don't like this change, but this is the way that it's changing. She didn't have a choice. But she came back and she said, I have to come back and say that I love the way that it's working for our team because you all are producing
more,
much better than you were when we were in the office every day.
Yeah.
So the metrics and the numbers changed her, as well as she trusted her team to do and to continue to be as productive and to do the job that we did when we were in the office, and we excelled and became better. So it opened her eyes, and she didn't want to go back to the traditional office setting.
And remote setting, I definitely believe like I work a little harder. And I definitely get much more work done in a remote setting. So what's the next one you got for us?
So for me, I'm going to run this one to you, and I'm glad it's on you and not me.
Today's episode is brought to you by Halo Vision Media, a visual media agency based in Memphis, Tennessee. Halo Vision Media specializes in high-quality content designed to elevate your brand and help you stand out in a competitive market. Whether you need a podcast or talk show recordings, enhanced online courses, or even a polished commercial, Halo Vision Media has you covered. For professional, reliable media services, check them out today at www.halovisionmedia.com or check the link within the description below.
So if you had to choose performance reviews or continuous feedback, which one would you choose and why?
I would say continuous feedback.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't really believe in performance reviews. Just the process. I feel like for employees, it's not that beneficial because a lot of companies don't do it the right way.
Right.
Like if they actually do it the right way, it would be good. But I believe a lot of leaders don't like doing performance reviews.
I agree.
I believe that a lot of performance reviews could be biased. And then two, there's a budget that's set in front of you. Right. And so everybody can't exceeds expectations. Everybody can't meets expectations. And so a lot of times leaders would have to decipher who exceeds, who meets, and who needs improvement. And so I don't think that annual performance reviews are beneficial to team members. And also I think that sometimes it depends on that time frame of the year, of the season that you're in. If you're about to go into performance review season, you need to be working hard, right? Because and then too, you don't want to be in a place where there's issues going on with you and your leader, or there's a challenge that happened, because that leader may be biased and put that in your performance review when majority of the year, 10 months out of the year, you was perfect, you was great, right? But then that 1 month, an issue came, and now they putting that on your performance review. I don't think that's fair. But I think continuous feedback is really important. It really helps employees and me as a worker to continue to improve on my skills or whatever else that I'm doing in that specific job, so I can do better, be better, and to prepare me for the next level. So I prefer continuous feedback. It's the way of the game. I like feedback on set. I like immediate feedback. So
I got you. So for me, looking at performance reviews based or versus continuous feedback, I would prefer continuous feedback as well. I do agree with you with performance reviews about them being inconsistent.
It's
a lot of times it's very inconsistent. A lot of time most leaders are rushed into doing it because it's a part of the format that we've got to do it on this date. They don't want to do half of them, so they rush through them. And then the budget, oh my God.
The budget piece.
The budget and the metrics part. We're going to go back to metrics again, because sometimes metrics are needed and they are productive, and sometimes those metrics run us into a brick wall. And what I mean by that is, from what I've seen during performance reviews, when they have a budget and metrics wrapped around, like you said, everybody can't, exceed. Everybody can't meet. So it puts this, this stigma, there's a stigma wrapped around it when it comes to the leaders, that I've got to find a group of people that are not going to meet that I've got to find a group of people that are, or if so, I can only do so many. When if I feel like my entire team is performing above and beyond, and I can prove that and I can show it within the metrics, then why not? Why can't I make everyone,
exceed?
You're right. But that's not the way most institutes are set up. in my experience. In my experience, you have you can't make everybody meets, or you can't make everybody meets or exceeds. Why
But
not?
a lot of employees don't see that part of my
They
performance
don't
review.
know.
But from an HR perspective, we see it because we have to have some of those conversations with leaders, right?
Yeah. And honestly, if I was to put my own opinion around it, I don't think it's fair. Me personally,
Right.
I'm not saying that everyone believes that, but I don't think it's fair. If my team is exceeding, it's showing in the metrics, it's showing in our
Right. It's
performance.
showing,
Why do
yeah.
I have to go through and find people basically based off of these metrics that you've given me that are not meets, that are not exceeds? And then I have to figure out and come up with a way to tell them, oh, Prince, unfortunately, I won't be able to give you exceeds. Well, why? Well, you did X, Y, and Z, but you did X, Y, and Z last period too. So, you didn't do anything outside of that. Well, is it above and beyond what you do within your job?
Right,
yes,
right.
but you did it last performance. So you didn't do anything different.
Yeah. Yeah.
You still exceeded, right?
Right.
So that's the problem that I run into, that you can still exceed, but not exceed because you did it last quarter, or you did it last review. And that's not, if I'm keeping it real, in my opinion, that's not fair. So I don't like that. No.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever had a below expectation rating? And how did you take it? Yeah.
I had someone try to give me one. It was not a below.
You know for sure, like, I'm not below.
Oh, I know for sure I'm not below. I'm not going to operate in an environment where I feel like it's not fit for me.
Yeah.
So I'd rather leave and find something that's better fit for me than to stay in an environment and know that this is not a fit for me. So if you're going to tell me that I'm going to be below, we're going to have a discussion. And you're going to have to.
It's not going to be a discussion. It's going to be a debate.
A debate.
I need to grieve this.
We're going to have a discussion/debate, and you're not going to be able to tell me that. You're going to have to be able to put that and paint that picture in black and white. What did I not meet? What were my goals? And you're going to have to show where I did not meet those goals. Because 9 times out of 10...
And have you coached me before on it?
Have you coached me?
Right.
Am I aware? That's one of the biggest issues with a lot of leaders. They'll come and tell you what you've been doing wrong for a whole year, but you've never brought that to my attention. And I think I'm walking around operating in excellence.
Right. And you know what? A lot of employees come to HR and complain about that.
Yeah.
But if I be honest, there's not a lot HR can do about that.
Right.
Just being transparent. There's not a lot we can do.
Well, there is a lot, but there's not a lot that they allow us to do. There's a lot that can be done because honestly, if you're telling someone that they have not been operating at a performance level in their role for an entire year. If you're their leader, then you have not been operating at a performance level in your role, because it's your job to coach and counsel.
Right.
So if Prince has been doing his job, thinking he's doing a great job, but he has not been performing at the level that he should be performing at, it is your job as his leader to go to him and say, hey, let's talk. Let's run through some things. These are the things that you're doing great. Here's some of the things that you're not doing so great. So how can we get you to a point? Are there some things that you need? Are there some tools that I can provide? Is there some counseling that I can provide to help you get to where we need you to be? But if you as a leader have never taken the opportunity to go with him, meet with him, show him where he's not performing, and then offer suggestions, offer to help him, counseling, ask him if there's something that he needs to get to that level, then you have not performed at the level that you should be performing at. Right. Because it's your job to lead him. It's your job to counsel him. It's your job to make sure that he's performing at a performance or above performance level. So as a leader, or even as an employee, it's not 100% his fault if he's not performing well, if he's never been told that he's not performing well. Yeah. And it's not right if you would wait until performance reviews to throw that on him and try to, ding him for that.
Yeah, but that's why continuous feedback is important. Right? Yeah. And especially if you're a leader, document it, right?
Yeah.
And make sure that you have something documented. We got one more, and I think you like this one too, Mario. Vacation time or unlimited PTO.
Oh. So... vacation. So we walk a whole tightrope with this vacation time and PTO. Because paid time off, right?
Yeah, well, same thing. Paid time off.
Same thing, basically. So if you're going to ask me vacation time or unlimited PTO, I'm going to go with unlimited PTO.
Okay.
Because PTO is paid time off no matter what kind of paid time that is. And if it's unlimited, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Now, one thing about me that you'll learn, and most of my leaders will tell you this, even when I'm off work, a lot of time I'm still working.
That's true.
I just came from a
cruise. Workaholic.
I just came from a beautiful cruise. This is probably the first cruise or first time that I've been off and taken more than 4 or 5 days at one time off, where I literally basically did not work. I worked just a little bit as I was entering Mexico, getting off of my cruise, getting ready to go through the checkpoint and security. I had a meeting to take place.
Oh, wow.
You know, and so I jumped on really quick and jumped right off. But it's not very often that I take any kind of vacation or PTO where I'm not working at all.
Wow.
This was probably the trip that I did the least amount of work, and I'm happy that I did. But unlimited PTO is a go for me because that means it's unlimited and you can take it whenever you need it.
But you know what? I have not worked for a company that says, "Hey, we offer unlimited PTO." And
you won't find one.
I just wonder, like, what are the stipulations to that? I really feel that those companies who say unlimited PTO, that they really are going to work you, you know, throughout the year. And maybe that's just in my head, but that's just what I think.
Have you found a company that offers unlimited PTO?
I haven't.
I have not found one yet. I'm looking for you. No, I'm just joking.
Look, call us 901. Look, that's funny.
Inbox me.
Look,
No.
put that plug in there.
But they say hit me in when it goes down in the DMs. DM me, and it does not have to be transparent HR.
But this is what
he might try to take my job. DM me. No.
But this is what I'm going to say.
Just
if you work for a company that offers just regular accruals, I would say take your PTO. A lot of employees don't realize this, but PTO is a benefit that the company offers. That was one way to retain people when they started doing PTO. And so PTO is not guaranteed.
No.
Right?
It's a benefit.
It's a benefit, and you have to, just being transparent, you have to look at it that way. And so I advise people, if you have PTO, use it, right? Now there are some companies now where they say use it or lose it.
Yeah.
And there are still companies that are like, if you leave the organization, they'll pay you out a PTO payout.
But that's not etched in stone for all companies.
That's true. You have to look at the policy. Yeah. Right. So I'm really advising everyone, look at your policy as it relates to vacation time or PTO. See if it's a use it or lose it, or see if it's unlimited. Right. and let me know.
I might need to check on that. It may be not. I know mine is not.
But yeah, I think about that all the time. But if I could work for a company that have unlimited, hey, I want to really see what that is, because my question is like, okay, what do you do if an employee is abusing it? You know,
what is considered abuse?
Right, but how is it defined in the policy?
That's what I'm saying. What is considered abuse? How can you abuse unlimited PTO?
It says unlimited.
I don't understand it though, because even when you asked me the question, right? Mm-hmm. So you said vacation time, so that's very broad. Yeah. What about vacation time? Like, what about
regular accrual rates?
What's regular accrual rates? Because I know some companies that barely give you any vacation, and wonder why everybody's always sick. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. No, but seriously, vacation time, like, what is regular vacation time? Because honestly, for most people, especially like for me, I operate where I'm working all the time, even when I'm not supposed to be working.
That's true.
I have my laptop in my book bag right now. So I'm always, trying to stay ahead because I don't like to get overwhelmed. So unlimited PTO, I have not found that anywhere. I'm looking for you. No. Listen to me. Zoom in. I am looking for you, unlimited PTO. Unlimited PTO with good pay.
Yeah.
No. But seriously, I would love to have that. I would love to have that benefit. But it is a benefit. And really quickly, for people that are going into a job, understand and know your policies wrapped around that. Mm-hmm. Because some jobs will not pay you out when you leave.
That's true.
Some jobs will not pay you out when you leave. So as he stated, utilize, and you need to utilize your vacation time. Don't overutilize it. I know jobs that allow you to go into the negative and continue to build in the negative. Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's a whole nother story and a whole nother topic.
Yeah. Well, look, we want to know your answers as it relates to some of these that we just went over. So comment on them. Send us a message, DM if you're listening on TikTok.
It goes down in the DM.
Or, we want to hear from y'all. Like we really do. If you're listening to the podcast, there's an option that says text us. So you can text us as well.
Text him.
We'll both get it. But yeah, it's a thing in the description if you listen to the podcast on Apple or Spotify or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
It says send us a text. Yeah. They won't text our personal numbers, but
we want your feedback, y'all.
we want the engagement.
2025, we want way more engagement. We want to hear real topics. And we do understand, I want to say this really quick. We do understand that a lot of people are concerned about asking certain questions and bringing up certain topics because of their jobs. So if you, again, utilize the DM text, we won't release any names or anything like that. If you just want to holistically, reach out about certain topics or certain questions, we want to be able to provide that information or even talk about it in the podcast.
So let's talk about exciting news for 2025 for the podcast. As we, this is episode 10 and we're celebrating this milestone moment. Again, because a lot of podcasters who start podcasting, they don't make it to episode 10.
Go 10.
And so this is a really exciting moment for us with the Transparent HR podcast. So we got some news for you today. Another exciting news that I have for y'all, and the reason why you see Mario again is because he is going to be our co-host for the Transparent HR podcast. So I want to say officially welcome to the podcast, Mario. As a co-host, he's going to be leading some of his own episodes. Look, he came back from vacation and I'm going to go to vacation. So
thank you.
So he's going to be doing some things, leading his own episodes. We're going to continue to collaborate with each other. And believe it or not, a while ago, we was having a conversation about helping people in their careers, right? And speeding up to 2024, 2025, I never thought we'll be here doing a podcast together. So thank you for this journey with us. But tell us, is there anything about you that you want the people to know?
Well, yeah. Well, first, thank you. They like me. They brought me back. I'm here to stay as the co-host. Mm-hmm. So thank you again for adding me to the team. Holistically 360, where it started to where we are now. I was around when, he first mentioned that he wanted to start this podcast. He's like, I think I want to start a podcast. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of like, well, go for it. I feel like he can do whatever he set his mind to. He's very, very ambitious. He's a go-getter. And I'm really excited to have had that first conversation where you first came up with the idea that you wanted to do a podcast, to actually be sitting here on episode 10 and to actually be a part. I really just wanted to be in the background and support him however he needed that support to make sure that he's successful with this. He has already been successful and it's going to grow. I see it growing. I'm super excited about where it's going. I'm super excited to be a part. As for me, what's going on with me right now, I am still working in the HR field. I still love HR. It's still my profession. This is going to be added onto it because this is another facet that's attached to HR to be able to talk about, to be able to discuss, recommend, taking feedback from other people about the profession that I so love and have been a part of for more than 20 years. I am still operating in many roles. Just opened in November, along with my business partner, Sophia Noble Starts. We just opened a weight loss, wellness, and aesthetics clinic in Bartlett, Tennessee. Please come out and see us. 2855 Stage, Village Cove, Suite 5.
I'm going to have to come.
Please come and see us.
You see this good? I'm losing some weight this year.
That's winter love, and that's all it is.
Look, them chocolate chip cookies.
That's
for
all.
Christmas.
That's all. He ate Santa's cookies, and he's paying for it. You cannot eat Santa's cookies. No, but no, we just opened up a clinic. I think we're on our 7th week. It's going very well.
That's awesome.
We offer a lot of different services, and we have so many great things that we are going to add to those services. So please stay tuned about that as well. It's Genesis Weight Loss, Wellness, and Aesthetics, LLC. So that's going really well. Still got everything on with the photo booths and the 360 booth.
You a busy man.
Yeah, I work in conjunction with MHJ Agency as well as Iconic Spins with Corey Owens Jr. We partner with that. We've got some stuff that's going to be popping off in a few months, hopefully a location. So, keep praying for us. Keep praying. And so that's some things that I'm working on. And again, looking forward to operating within the role of co-host here at Transparent HR.
Not only with your expertise, but even just a sense of humor that you add, I think is going to be really great for the podcast, right? So, just the fun, lighthearted discussions. And as we continue to grow with the podcast, you're going to hear a lot more from Mario Hunt. All right. So we have some other new additional news that we want to share. We're changing things up this season. So in addition to our main episodes where we dive deep into important topics, like the ones that we've had before, is HR your friend? Those episodes are here to help you navigate your career and workplace. And so we're introducing new bonus episodes. First, we have career chats, bite-sized inspirations. And these are quick episodes to bring you motivational quotes, actionable tips, and relatable insights to fuel your career journey. So I'm really excited about that because we already do that on the episodes. But what we're going to do is take it out so we can get into the main discussion and let it be its own thing. And I think this is also going to allow us to bring on more guests to the show who really have some great experience into, just career and even just some good career topics as well. Next, we have, I think I'm going to let you share this one.
Okay. Next, we're introducing HR Inbox. Your questions, our insights. This is where you, our amazing listeners, get involved. So we'd like for you to send your workplace scenarios, career questions, and or challenges, and we'll address them right here on the show. So basically, we're opening up the floor to you. Send us some scenarios. Send us some of the things that you've experienced, any questions that you have. And again, as I stated earlier, we don't have to release your name, your information, because we do understand that we've had feedback that some people have a lot of questions and things that they'd like to address. However, they're concerned about their jobs. They're concerned about if it's against their policies. So you can send that information directly to us. Yeah. We won't call out any names if you don't want us to. Now, if you want us to give you a shout out, send us your name. We will shout you out. But if you don't, just send us those scenarios. We need that feedback from you. We want the feedback. It helps us to produce the information that our viewers want to discuss, want to talk about, the topics that you guys want us to talk about and communicate about. So send that information to us. Use our HR inbox. Send your questions, scenarios, challenges, or anything that you'd like for us to discuss on the show. And we'll not saying that we will. but we'll talk send about it if it's something that we feel like would be educational or something that we can provide back to assist you all with your daily walks within your jobs or just working with your HR team.
Yeah. So these bonus episodes are designed to give you practical advice in small, actionable doses. So stay tuned, keep listening, and don't forget to send in your questions for HR Inbox. We can't wait to hear from you. All right, so to wrap up this awesome episode, we want to provide an encouraging Bible verse for you that are listening today. We're coming from Philippians 4:13. You know it, Mario. It says, I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. So basically, whatever you are going through, you may be going through some challenging moments in your career or even in just life, and you're trying to figure out, how am I going to get through this? Look, I want you to look at it from this perspective. If you are going through something and it's teaching you, how to live better, or teaching you, how to get through some challenging moments, look at that, because you are going to be a testament, and you'll be able to provide your testimony to others who may have to go through that same situation. So stay steadfast, believe that God, He's with you, and He's going to get you through this season that you're in. So just know that you can do all things through Christ, which gives you strength. You got any commentary on that?
No, I was just going to say, absolutely. You can get through it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You can get through it.
You can get through it. And again, as he stated, if you're going through something, there's something that you got to get out of it.
Yeah.
You don't go through it to not get something out of going through that.
Mm-hmm.
So in this period of life, if you are experiencing something where you're going through something, whether it be professional-wise or it just be in your life period, don't focus so much on the going through part and the things that may be hurting you, the things that may seem uncomfortable, that may be challenging, but put more focus on, what do I need to learn from this? What can I take and utilize for this? Or what am I experiencing to be a testimony for someone else and help them get through? There is a reason that you're going through what you're going through. But remember, trouble do not last always, right. And that it's temporary. This is temporary, and that this is really an experience for you to gain something for either you or someone else.
Yeah. So thank you so much, man. You wrapped that in a bow really nicely.
Thank you.
That's it for episode 10. Y'all tune in, keep in with what we are doing. Again, a big thank you to Mario.
Thank you
for being on the show and being our new co-host.
I'm here to stay.
So to recap, we talked a lot about workplace dilemmas. We announced some new things that we're doing with these exciting bonus episodes. So just stay in tune with that, with what we are doing. We also had a lot of fun today, but we want to hear from y'all. We want y'all to send in those questions. That's going to make it keep on rolling, right? Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, follow us on social media. We're on TikTok, even though I think TikTok is going away.
Yeah, I believe so.
But hey, they created something else for TikTok. But we'll see what that looks like, right?
Yeah.
But stay tuned, listen in to what we got going on, and we look forward to seeing you on the other side.